That's the problem, though, is that people see them now oftentimes as a mechanism by which they make their progress, not as tools to aid them along the way. And you will find in this game that there are no shortcuts. And when you try to take shortcuts like that, you pay a price. And part of that price is that most of them gain a lot of water weight, even though they don't think they're bloating. It's an intramuscular water weight. They lose most of their gains when they come off because they're using ultra high doses. They never learn how to train and eat correctly, particularly when they're natural. So when they come off, even after proper PCT, they oftentimes lose half of their gains or all of their gains because they don't know how to maintain what they have gained from it. And they end up with nothing but side effects, potential health problems, and a financial loss of having spent money on this cycle. In addition to the fact that everyone got to see them blow up and then shrink back down. So then everybody knows that they not only did it, but they did it wrong. And as far as paying the price, I think one of the cases we saw of this, and it's a very, very tragic case, is this young man named Z's, who, to me, that's just a tragic story because I saw this young man who had all of this potential and he had all of this personality, and he inspired tens of thousands of young men to take their bodybuilding more seriously and their training more seriously. But this individual didn't really do his research correctly. He didn't get his health checked up. He used things like a gram of trenbolone a week, which for somebody who's not trying to earn their pro card is just insane. To be using that much of that particular compound, that is a very large amount, and that is a drug that has a lot of potential side effects and can very much mess up your cholesterol and lead to heart problems and things if abused. And that was a case of abuse. He didn't use ancillaries to help with anything that I'm aware of from what I have read. He didn't do anything to try to counter side effects or to help with his health. He shotgunned large amounts, and he didn't get his health checked up. He didn't have a physical done. He was not under the care of a physician. He didn't get his heart checked out, and he paid the ultimate price. And yes, he built a nice aesthetic physique, but it's gone. He's dead. And that is an example of abuse, and that is an example of doing it without fully understanding what you're doing. And as a result of that, we had a young man who had all of this potential and all of this charisma who he's dead and he's not coming back. And I know other people will argue that he used street drugs and other things in there also, and yes, those were factors, and we can't narrow it down to one thing, but I can guarantee you that the amount of drugs he was using and the way he was using them, particularly without getting his heart condition diagnosed first, was a huge factor. I'll probably cover this topic in depth a bit more. I just want to see what the reaction from my subscribers is on this topic before I start getting into it further. But my general advice on this is that, guys, do your research on this. If you're going to do this, if you decide that you want to dabble in this area, a lot of you are young men, you're young adults. Part of being an adult is being responsible and thinking through your actions and thinking through the consequences before you make your choices. And so if you're going to do this, my advice to you is make sure everything else is in order first, that you're using this as a tool to help you reach a goal, not as the means by which you reach a goal. So make sure that your training and nutrition are in order first and that you know what you're doing. Do research first. Research anything that you're considering using. Find out the side effects of it. Find out what it can do to your body. Find out what you need to be concerned about. Learn how to counter those side effects. Be concerned about things like your cholesterol, your liver. Get blood work done. Do this under the care of a physician if you're able. Consult your doctor about it. Read up on how to do proper post-cycle therapy when you come off so that you can sort your hormones back out. And stop and consider of how much do you really need when you consider the fact that these are powerful hormones. They have powerful side effects. They can hurt you if you're not careful. They can have long-term consequences, long-term side effects that are irreversible, and you have to take that into consideration and step back and ask of how much do I really need of this substance to reach my goal? Do I actually need 500 or 1,000 milligrams of it, or will 250, 300 get me where I need to get or what I'm trying to get out of it? Do I need to take the risks and spend the extra money and suffer the side effects unnecessarily? And stop and really think those things through and research them first before you just jump in. All right, guys, that's my take on that. That's really all I have to say on that today. But hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot first. All right, be safe, do your research, be responsible. And I will talk to you next time.